Yes, sir. But I definitely appreciate you, my brother, for taking the time out today to have this great conversation with me because of all of the stir up that's been going on. I know that there's a lot of talk in the industry, but I wanted to now we not talking no more, especially with you setting up the fade what is it, fade to black or fade to black?
From fade from black.
From okay, from with the expo that you're about to put on, I know that is about to be a game changer. I don't remember the last time there has been a black expo organizer. I was just thinking about it. I don't remember. Do you remember or do you know of? Except
We
for
had, I
MLB.
mean, there are a lot of smaller expos that go on that's black organized and black represented, but you just don't get people pushing it because it's not quote unquote the major expos. And I've gotten booked at plenty black owned expos. I've been to pretty plenty black owned expos. They just don't get pushed. So it
Uh-huh.
happens, but as far as one like the one I'm doing, I ain't never seen nothing like it. I think I might be we might be the first ones to do it. Us as a people, because it's not my expo, it's ours as a culture, as the people.
That's what's up. Do you have a date set yet?
No, but we looking at the trajectory of the fund. We looking at 2026 guaranteed. Um, because if we could set a date, we would, but it wouldn't make sense when you have a fund.
Yeah.
This is not, I'm not making profit off of this event. This event is for us, by us, and it's not for profit either.
Okay.
The date is it depends on when we reach our goal, our full financial goal. We already like at 30% of our first goal, so that's is moving.
That's good. That's good. We're gonna give it a couple more seconds to try to get Morano on. I don't want to do the intro without him here, but I'm gonna give him to like 7:25, and then if he doesn't, then we'll just start and then we'll continue. But it's just good to see that you are the you are the barber that's for the people, not just the black people, because now right now it's all about a race thing. But you're not a barber just for the black people. You're a barber for the people, and you speak about things that a lot of barbers are thinking or are complaining about, but they don't want to voice it. There's people that are complaining a little bit to their peoples or to their small circle, but the only way that we can bring a big awareness to the issues that's being had is by having these kind of conversations and letting it be known. Create the content to put out there to let people know that you're frustrated with no show, no calls, and clients booking and not paying what they're supposed to pay, or your chair really not swiveling, and all of these price hikes and people not putting out great quality work. There's a lot of things that need to be said, and it's not just the OGs that's complaining. It's the young it's the young generation also that's complaining. So we have across the board a lot of issues, and I believe that we're gonna get this thing ironed out soon.
Yeah, it's the difference between um, complaining and bringing forth an issue. And I think, especially with my content, a lot of people get it. Um, they get it twisted. They'll look at my timeline, right? I'm always getting on the barbers. I'm talking about what's happening, the things that we may be deficient in, et cetera, right? I also have solutions to every problem that I say something about. But people would look at my timeline and it would sound like a rant,
Mm-hmm.
right? It would sound like somebody's complaining, or it may sound like I'm saying, oh, it's this, that, that. But it depends on how you look at it, because what I'm really doing is I'm addressing issues. I'm addressing um, a lot of the things about barbers standing behind the chair and also in the industry. Some people get that twisted and they think that my page is about rants and it's about just talking. So some people would try to do content like me, but they got the wrong perception.
Yeah.
They'll go start ranting and doing content. And now it's the goddamn complaining party, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's not what my page is. It's not a complaining party. It's growth and development. In
Yeah.
order to grow and develop, you got to call it out, right? And then
Yep.
you got to give solutions, which I got all the solutions, right? I got ebooks, mentor calls, and plus I'm even giving solutions in a lot of this free ass content at the
Yep.
same time too. So it's not I don't want nobody to get it twisted and think I'm complaining, even when it comes to the black barber conversation that I've started it and it just went like wildfires and it spread it like wildfires. This conversation ain't about it's not about complaining,
Mm-hmm.
and it ain't even really about bringing awareness. That too, but we don't complain and just bring awareness because we don't want somebody to give us nothing, right? We're not asking for a seat at nobody else's table. I'm simply making people aware of the issue by calling it out and
Mm-hmm.
then telling my people, if you see this, if you feel the results of this, then come on, let's build our own table, right? Because I'm not a complainer. I never complain. I'm a two-time felon, right? It was hard for me to get jobs. I didn't complain. I became a barber. When I became a barber, most barbers don't make money like I do. I'm talking about the money I make from behind the chair. I ain't complain. I made myself make money like a corporate worker, right? Where I
Mm-hmm.
can take care of my kids and do the things I want to do and have the lifestyle that I want. I didn't complain. I made a solution, right? And walking around as a two-time felon, um, I know other people that's close to me that got the same kind of background and they complaining, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the complaining, there's no solution in that. So same way with the barber industry. Anything I approach, anything I touch, if I see an issue, I call it out. If I see blockages, like my felonies block me, just like some of these brands and expos and these people that think they run the industry, they blocking out a lot of black barbers. And with that being said, we don't want yours. We're gonna create a lane because we run the culture anyway. If you just want to be 100% with it, right?
Yeah.
We run the culture. Everybody else can have some because that's what we do. We black, we give. We everybody can share our culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, we got our own culture. We set the table, and we got to have a foundation in this industry and where it's going. Because where it's going, man, I see a lot of barbers looking for the social media thing instead of actually getting results behind a chair and becoming a professional, right? Instead of becoming the type of person that you need to be, they worrying about likes, views, followers,
Yeah.
right? Because they're feeding their self-esteem, right? And it's a major issue. We got barbers feeding their self-esteem on one side, and then we got barbers that's actually building themselves up behind a chair in real life and getting results online too by creating solutions to other people's problems. That's one of the major issues we got right now. And this is why barber competitions are the key element in a lot of these expos. When you say expo, your average barber, he's gonna instantly say, oh, he gonna think you're talking about a barber competition.
Yep.
Mention expo. That's why I'm gonna give you an example. Look online.
Mm-hmm.
You see the barbers talk about um the black barber and the expo thing, right? Black barbers don't go to expos. The first thing come out their mouth, they start talking about barber battles, right? A barber battle is the entertainment piece of an expo. It's not a
Yeah.
whole expo. It's actually not the most valuable piece.
Yep.
Actually, it's just to bring people through the doors. Entertainment, just like an MC on the mic, you know what I mean? Some music, barber competition. Because that
Mm-hmm.
trophy ain't gonna put clients in your chair. That trophy ain't gonna do nothing for you as a barber behind the chair with your clients every day, but give you a little bit of confidence, which is good. But
Yep.
that's the entertainment piece of an expo. A barber expo is you got your vendors selling clippers and barber supplies, and you supposed to get them for cheap, right? You have your education, right? Which is the majority, which is the main part, because you're supposed to leave here with something that you didn't come with. And I ain't just talking about the tool, I'm talking about some strategies that you can actually apply behind the chair when you leave here, and it makes your barber career better,
Mm-hmm.
right? quality advice, not just putting people in a room cutting on a stage, fucking 10 feet from the people that's sitting down in the audience advertising some clippers, right? A glorified salesman. I'm not talking about that. That's not education, right?
Oh,
You sitting on the stage doing a clip over comb. I don't care if you got the camera in the screen, bruh. That is really boring. It's really, and if you see the attendance in some of them classes, it's very low. But
very low.
when the barber competition come, everybody piles around. You know why? Instant gratification, and then they're feeding their insecurities by, I'm somebody, look, I'm in a competition. Ooh, look, I won a trophy. You think when you leave there, your followers gonna go up. You think your clientele gonna go up. You think the barber world just gonna know who you are because you won this trophy. And they're gonna sell that to you at these expos, and they're gonna center everything around a barber battle. Because we know competition is sexy to people. We know
Yeah,
that. That's why we watch basketball, football, et cetera, right?
yep.
But how does that actually make you better as a barber behind the chair with clients, doing the duties of a barber? Because a barber got specific duties in the community and with people, not just social media. What does that do for you? It really does nothing. And if you get confidence from that barber competition, fine, that's a plus, right? You want to set your trophy on your station and it make you want to go to the shop every day, cool. But don't think that a barber competition translates to clients and you right behind the chair. See what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yep.
It's so many things that you supposed to learn as a barber, and I think a lot of these newer barbers, it's some old ones too, because I don't want to blame, because some of these newer barbers, I've met more younger barbers that kind of understand the game a little bit better than some of the older barbers. The
Yeah,
older barbers chasing online clout. That it's some of these younger barbers that's out here trying to actually grow behind the chair,
and get to the
right?
money.
Get some money, build your credit, get your nice little car, take your family on vacations,
Yeah,
invest into some type of index fund or something. Actually have something,
yep,
and build a business, build a brand, right?
yep.
Some people actually want that, and these expos, they not, a lot of them not teaching that. They just on a big stage. You know what I'm
I see
saying?
that. There's a lot I see. I broke down the different terminologies of what these shows are. You got the hair show, you got a barber battle, you got a barber expo, and like you said, there's a difference. There's sometimes with a barber battle is only a barber battle, and you may have vendors, and then you got the battle, and then drinks and food, and then that's it. And then you have the barber con, which is supposed to be a higher platform where there's a whole bunch of other things that's going on, but predominantly it's supposed to be keynote speaking. It's going to be education, and again, those battles is just the entertainment part to draw people in. And the majority of the time, you go to an expo or go to a con, and people are not even focusing on the classes.
Nope.
Like you said, it's so many less people in the room sitting down for the education that and it could be that the time for education is too early because sometimes it's 8 o'clock because they got multiple people that's speaking and teaching, and people just want to get there for the expo at 1, 2, 3 o'clock. So that may be one of the reasons, because there's people that's coming, but the education rooms be empty. And then I feel like I stopped going to a lot of the hair shows from 2018 because I just wasn't getting enough out of it. I would take my time, spend my money to get there. And yeah, one thing is I'm going to go to buy clippers because that was the whole thing. Oh, Anderson's dropping something new at Bronner Brothers, so you got to be there. But the
Yeah.
hype is gone now because you can get it on Amazon. There's
Yeah.
no reason for me to rush to get it. I could use Afterpay if I don't got the money and pay for it slowly, but I can get what I want. So my question is we talk about the attendance at these shows being very low. And a lot of barbers are saying, no, I don't got time to go there. I got to get to this money. I'm not going to leave the shop. And I just want to speak about the black barber because I know that there's Spanish barbers that don't go, there's white barbers that don't go, there's Asian barbers that don't go. But because we're black barbers, and I see that when I'm in these rooms, it's predominantly more light skinned, fairly light skinned people, not just Spanish, but lighter skinned people than people of hue. That's people of melatonin that's in these buildings. Why do you think it is that though? Why can't we come out and show out?
Well, you want to, just keep it real. Black people don't spend a lot of money in certain areas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just be real. We spend a lot of money, but not in certain areas, right? Um, and other cultures spend a lot of money, and if you look at it, it reflects the economy, right? Other cultures are more family oriented, which means they have more money, right? And if they have more money, and because they're more family oriented, they got more money to spend,
Okay.
so they are more likely to show up. Black people, we are hurting on multiple levels, right? Especially when it comes to household income and when it comes to prioritizing growth, when it comes to when we have to pay for it, right?
Mm.
So you gonna see low attendance of black barbers at these expos for the obvious reasons that we're not represented, of course, but also I don't think a lot of us see it as worthy, right? It's not
Mm-hmm.
speaking to us in our specific needs, in our specific in our unique conditions, right?
Uh-huh.
Our conditions are very unique as African Americans, and um that's why with the Fade for Black Barber Expo, I know what our needs really are, and I'm gonna make sure I hit those, right? But these other expos, listen, you may put a big barber up there, somebody that's like a celebrity, right? A celebrity barber, and then all the barbers go, and then they say you need to network. That's why you need to be at this expo.
Mm-hmm.
So some of our barbers will go because they want to go get that picture. They want to go get that conversation. They want to go try to exchange numbers with someone who they may deem a celebrity in the industry. That's an instant gratification because they're gonna post a pic when they get home.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you that right now. And they want likes. That's also feeding that insecurity I was talking about. And black people are very insecure for the most part. This is another unique need for us, right? So they're attracting us for the wrong reasons. They're gonna get a low number of us, and they also the ones that do go, you're gonna find yourself not really getting nothing out of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and rightfully so because it's not your culture, it's not your table, right? And you can learn from other cultures. That's you know that goes without having to say. You can learn from other cultures.
Uh-huh.
You're actually supposed to, but when you start making other cultures the standard, when you start worshiping the straighter hair, the lighter skin tone, when you start making what they do and the strategies they use and the styles they may have and everything they do standard in your mind,
Yeah.
you have a problem, which is also an issue, a psychological issue with African Americans. We think white is right, right?
Yep.
So it's deeper issues than we just don't go to expos or we just in low attendance. It's a deeper issue, and these expos really don't have um the how can I say it? They don't have to prioritize us as long as they people are paying whatever they people are, right?
Yeah.
Because most of them gonna go where the money is being spent. So let's keep it funky.
That's a
Black
fact.
barbers need to start spending more money. We act like, and granted, let me say this before I start going off on us.
Hmm.
Um, it is easy to call out your own people. I see black barbers do it all the time, especially some of these older ones. It's easy to call out your black barbers. Easy. It's easy. Black people do that, period, online. Call out your people. It's safe. Nothing's going to happen to you. And it's easy. but it takes courage and it takes some balls to call out others for blocking us out, for any transgression that they may be committing towards us, right? So that's why
Yeah.
I call them out. But let me call out my people, and not because I'm a coward, because I call the other ones out, but I'm calling us out for accountability, right? We need to start spending more money. We in these goddamn scat packs. We wearing all this designer, whether it's real or fake, you still pay money for it.
Yep.
We go to clubs, we getting drinks. Most of these dudes out here chasing ass. They buying drinks in the clubs. You in the hottest spots, the hottest concerts, all that. Especially when you're a barber, because you damn near got drug dealer money, right?
Yep.
But when it comes to clippers, in the clipper brands, you're going to go spend that bread. Whether you got to do Afterpay, whether you got to do Klarna and Affirm, all them other them little logos be at the bottom of the screen when it comes checkout time. You do that for that. But when it comes to you spending with your own people and
Yeah.
you investing into your own growth, right? You hold back. You understand? If black barbers spent more money, we would be more successful in the barber industry. The reason we fell from grace is because we don't spend enough money. You say who had a black show? Bronner Brothers had a black show. Bronner Brothers was a hair show, okay? From my knowledge, talking to a lot of OGs, and I do this. I be on the phone with older cats, people I look up to, and I learn. I'm a learner because I'm always a student. I learned at Bronner Brothers. It was a black hair show. Was, right? It's sold
Yep.
now. Somebody else own it now, and they not black.
They're not black.
So Bronner Brothers was black. When they started introducing us barbers into the game, they had a small stage off to the side for us.
Yep.
And they didn't prioritize barbers much, right? Somebody from another culture seen a gap in the market. And you know what they went and did? Started entire barber expos.
Yep.
This person is not of our culture. But see, you got to respect him because you know why? He was willing to put his money where his mouth was.
Yep.
Right? So with the Fade from Black Barber Expo is what I'm asking black barbers, we need to put our money where our mouth is. And the thing is, we have a gap because somebody from another culture filled that gap because he was willing to spend money.
Yeah.
We don't spend no money. So, and then we complain about being behind, or we complain about others blocking us out, right? But we got to put our money where our mouth is. It's simple as that. Stop spending on too much dumb shit. We gonna buy some dumb shit. We you know what I mean? We gonna do a few dumbass things.
Yep.
But invest into your growth. Invest into our people. There's no reason there shouldn't be major black clipper brands, because one of them we had also is sold and not owned by the blacks no more. The
Which
one we
one?
did have,
Which one is that?
Bevel,
Oh, Bevel. Yeah.
which is also not black owned anymore. And I get it. Money is a little bit more important than to some people. Money is more important than just sticking to a culture. And hey, I'm not mad at that because business is business, right? You ain't build a business to be working all the time. But anyway, it shouldn't. There's no reason it shouldn't be major black clipper brands. It shouldn't be. There's no reason it shouldn't be a major black product line for barbers like Bobby, like my boy Bobby Harris got, right?
Bobby.
With the Alpha Series Pro. And that's
That's right.
luxury shit. It's
Yep.
luxury shit. Why ain't nobody screaming to be an ambassador for Bobby? You see what I'm saying? But you're going to go kiss ass and even go against your own black barbers for some other clipper brand and kiss their ass and try to impress them, try to build a following and all that just so you can get their attention. But why you ain't hitting Bobby up saying, hey, Bobby, send me some products, I'm going to promote it, and once a month, I'm going to post this, in, you know what I mean? Go in Bobby inbox and beg him to be an ambassador for his brand. Because
Yeah.
it's quality and it's black, right?
Yep.
It ain't just because it's black owned, it's quality. It's actually quality, right? It should be one of the top brands in the industry when it comes to black barber. There shouldn't be a single black barber who don't have one of his products, or and posted them online too. You see what I'm
Yep.
saying?
That's
It,
the same thing I told Bobby. I told Bobby that I
yeah,
said, "Yo, we gonna make it so that your brand, cause I've been in contact with Bobby for quite some time. In 2026, I'm making it my duty that Bobby Harris a brand is one of the main sponsors of Razor Sharp Podcast. I don't care who else come in. He's going to be one of the marquee names that's going to be everywhere that we go, because I said you have a premium line that you have great products, you have great utensils, you got great cakes, you have everything that we need, right?
yes.
But we're not going to use it because
Look,
he a black man. He has phenomenal stuff.
look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at this shit.
Premium. I seen it, man. I seen
Look
you
at
get the
that,
video.
bro. It's like a red bottom shoe. It come in a quality case. It's like a goddamn red bottom shoe.
It's fire. I seen it
I
when you
ain't,
did the unboxing.
you feel me? So I don't understand. I don't understand why we don't push for that. You got Ozell and with the At Ease products. You know
Yep,
O.
at ease. Yep.
So you got him with his products. He pushed his products. Why the hell ain't nobody hitting O up saying, I want to be an ambassador for your brand? And O pushed the shit out of his brand.
You
And
do?
he's his own ambassador. But why aren't we pushing for that? But we go push for all these other brands that don't represent us, and we beg for their attention. I go to some of these other brands, these major brands, right? And you click on a story, you look through their whole story, it's lighter tone and straight hair. When
Yep.
I don't see a hey, do what you do, right? That's who buying your stuff, that's who representing you. Well, why we ain't doing that to our own brands? Listen, if barbering was started with African slaves, why the hell, hundreds of years later, there are no major black product brands? Why we ain't the top of this shit when we took all the cuts in the we got hung when we shaved wrong. We mastered shaving. We mastered straight hair first. We mastered all this shit. We took the hits. We took the hits. So anybody of any other culture besides white could get into this industry. We took the hits, right?
That's a fact.
We did that. So why years later, hundreds of years later, the main brands in this industry should be black. It should be others too. Let's not
Yeah.
get it twisted, because this industry is full of everybody. But why isn't it major black brands? And when it comes to barbering in particular, because it may be some hair brands that's not the barber industry, mostly for stylists and stuff like that. But as barbers, knowing that it's a whole lot of African American males in this industry,
Yep.
why don't we have major black barber brands? We got to start spending money with our people, man.
Then, when you speak about that, even the black barbers that's still affiliated with these bigger brands, like we got Popular Nobody that's affiliated, that's with Anders, that took his own money to buy his own masters and create the colorway and everything that he wanted to do. And I've never seen a pair of Popular Nobody clippers on nobody's station. You got Formaz, that's a black owned clipper company that came up with the name to represent his daughters, that's black owned, and nobody talk about formats. And
Yep.
it's like we have companies. So what I believe is that black don't support black. And that's the problem. It's just that there's companies out there, there's brands out there, and maybe it's not magnified high enough, and people not seeing it. But we got millions of black barbers out there that spend trillions of dollars every single year on these other brands, and none of these brands want to represent us in no way, shape, or form. Yeah, they may have one or two chosen black barbers that's on their platforms, that's their educators and things of that sort. But there's other talented barbers out there. And the question I have for you is do you think that we don't represent how qualified we are as far as our credentials and things of that sort that'll make people look at us? Like, I don't really see too many barbers out there publicizing that they're a master barber, that they specialize and have all these different credentials, and to the point where they may want to have you as a shear expert or have a colorist. I just hear everybody say that they're a barber. Is that one of the reasons why? Because we're not showing our accolades and all of our achievements?
When you say one of the reasons why, what you mean? Like why these brands are not paying
picking
us any
us.
attention.
Yeah.
Well, I think it is a problem when you want their attention,
Mm.
right? Some of these, how can I say it? Like, let's say I wasn't pushing as a barber, right? Let's say I was pushing as a stylist. Um, um, a lot of those tools, a lot of those products, and all that is not made for African American hair. See
Mm.
what I'm saying? So first, we gotta not look for nobody else to look to us. We gotta stop that shit now, right?
Uh,
We shouldn't be trying to get nobody's attention. Attention for what? So they can use you, so they can pay you a little bit and don't pay you a lot. What's stopping you from going to China and getting the product made, right? What's stopping you from going to China, getting it made? What's stopping you from supporting somebody black that's already doing have those products?
mm.
It's like we shouldn't have to. We as black people, we've always been told we got to work 10 times harder.
That's a fact.
And what you just said was we don't identify with certain credentials enough outside of being a barber. Well, that's telling us that we have to work 10 times harder. You see what I'm
Mm.
saying? Now, granted, yes, and we as black people in America, we have to work 10 times harder. We accept it. We ain't no. We always made lemons from. We always made lemonade from lemons. That's just us. However, when it comes to this industry, we don't have to lay out 1,000 goddamn credentials just for somebody to give us some attention. This is not corporate. If you want to be honest, there is no corporate ladder in barbering. There is no corporate ladder in barbering. We don't have to wait for a boss to promote us to the next level. We don't have to wait for the person at the top to pull us up. That's
Yeah.
a mentality of a black a barber. We do not need that. We can simply, if we put together $1 million right now, we can go and do what $1 million can do for us in this industry. If we put together 50 million, 100 million, $1 billion, we can go do what $1 billion can do for us in this industry. We
Mm.
don't have to lay out 1,000 credentials just for somebody to see us and give us a chance. A chance to what? They weren't giving us no chances when they was hanging us back in the day. If we cut them with the razor, when this was considered servant work, before this was even called barbering in America, right? Before the Germans brought the name barber here, before the Germans raised the standard for us to be licensed here, we were the barbers here because it was servant work. It was considered valet work, right? Wasn't nobody giving us a chance. We took what we had and we made the best out of it. And guess what? Your first entrepreneurs, black entrepreneurs, were barbers. Your first black millionaires were barbers. Your first black middle class, your first black middle class in America were barbers, right? Funded through barbering. But yet we started off at the ass end of things, doing servant work. We took servant work and we made it to what it is today, right? And if we can do that, we can come out of this shit that we in right now. Nobody pulled us up when we did that. We pulled ourselves up and we made something out of this shit,
Okay.
right? And so we don't gotta lay out all these credentials. Shit, if you a barber with a barber's license, right? And if you been behind the chair a certain time, I know here in Texas we don't have master barber license, but you consider a master barber if you've been behind the chair like 3 to 5 years or something like that. You consider a master barber. We don't even have instructor license no more. As long as you've been behind the chair a certain amount of time, you can go be an instructor. We
Really?
don't have to have a cosmetology license, a barber's license, a goddamn hair wax, hair earwax certificate, and all. We don't gotta do it. SMP certificate, goddamn booger nose certificate. We don't gotta do all that to be uh, recognized. We should recognize each other. We gotta stop thinking that white is right. We gotta stop thinking that other coaches and things that other people do that's not us is the standard. We gotta stop that. We gotta stop thinking somebody is gonna pull us up. They not. Ain't
Everybody
nobody
coming
gonna
to
pull
save
us up.
us.
Listen, everything we've started when it comes to this industry, everything in America that black started, but when it comes to this industry, everything we started, man, nobody had to pull us up. We took what we had, we made the most out of it, we remained disciplined, we united, right? And in barbering, we treated it like a fraternity. We came together and we made movements, right? And that's what we got to do today. If we don't do that, we're gonna continue to go down, right? We're gonna continue to go down in this industry, and everybody else gonna be the standard. And we're gonna sit here and beg and complain. But that gap that was created, we helped it get there. We helped
Yeah,
that gap. We helped that gap get there. We did. And if we need to spend some goddamn money, man.
spend some money. So, from what I'm getting from you is we shouldn't be looking for no kind of validation from no other people except our own, and we need to just come together. But the first thing it seems like is the work with self, because what I see is we not all together as far as our household, our 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 mindset, our mentality, our priorities, our when it comes to our money.
But
So
we
each of us have to get better with us first before we could create a group that can help us build even more.
Well, we get better as a group. Because, see,
Okay.
that's that individuality that us black people suffer from in the first place as a community in general. And that affects us in this barber industry as well. Everybody want to do their own thing, right?
Mm.
I want you to pay attention to something. Yes, black people have our deficiencies as a not deficiencies. We just have our the bad things about us in our culture. Other cultures do too. They just magnified ours and they made it a thing for blacks to magnify the negative things about us, right? But I want you to pay attention to something. Anybody black that's here, I want you to pay attention to something. Jim Crow laws is probably about 60 years old at this point, right? And uh it's about 60 years old, or maybe a little bit more, right? 60. Some of our parents are 60, right? Then they the first free generation of blacks. I want you to pay attention. There are a lot of black millionaires, billionaires, 100,000aires, right? Black people have came far as hell in 60 years. You understand
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? We talking hundreds of years of slavery. We talking the Jim Crow and all the other systemic things and the systemic things that's still going on right now. In 60 years, we have made this much progress. So it is a negative that we aren't making progress because we ain't got the same start others had, right? We
Yeah.
had 60, just in 60 years, we have came this far. Imagine us in another 60, right? But if we just tweak a few more things, I promise you, we'll be back. Well, we'll be back on top where we belong. And the thing is this, you know what black people fight for unity and freedom and all that for everybody, not just us.
Yeah.
When we on top, we don't shit on the ones at the bottom because we come from the land of abundance, right? We used to having and giving to everybody. That's what we used to. Others will shit on their neighbor just to get to the top. And when they at the top, they shit on those at the bottom and step on them. That's not how we are. So one of the most fearful things in America is a group of black people uniting together,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the moment we do that, we get backlash. That is black people in this country in general. When I spoke about blacks uniting, when I mentioned the fade from Black Barber Expo, when I mentioned black barbers don't go to expos unless they are representing you and they invest back into the culture. When I mention anything about black barbers uniting, everybody got something negative to say
Yeah.
because they have adopted the mindset of the oppressor if they ain't the oppressor, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Because they see us uniting, they see us giving pushback, they see us bringing issues up to the front, something that we all know is true, and then they instantly have something negative to say because it is a threat for us to unite and come together. That's just simple as that. If this isn't radical, we don't want to harm nobody. Now, I shouldn't even have to say this, but I'm saying it. We
Yep.
shouldn't have to do none of that. What we just trying to come up in this industry and put ourselves in position and give ourselves a solid foundation to stand on, right? And then we go branch off and work with other people, man, because we down for that. Business is business, right? But we need our foundation. Everybody else got their foundation. We trying to have ours. And that's what I'm creating with the Fade from Black Barber Expo. Foundation. This ain't just your average, this ain't some barber competition. This is, and the movement is real because it's moving. And I got some people, I got some calls set up, I got some people. This is moving. This is going, and it's going to happen. Right? It's happening, but this is going to happen. And I say this for black barbers, if you for real about like growing and becoming that it factor in this industry, you serious about investing into your people, you serious about not being overlooked, feeling like you're not welcome,
Yeah.
feeling misplaced, feeling imposter syndrome and all that shit when you at all these other people's expos and events and all of that, then you need to invest into this, what's happening and what's going on. If you tired of that, and we done complaining, we done talking, we done ranting, all of that, we taking action, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
This shit is happening, and people better get on board. And look, I'm gonna say this. I've already risked a large amount of my following
Mm-hmm.
pushing for black. Even
Yep.
just mentioning our contributions to the industry, I'm risking my following. I'm risking my influence. I'm risking everything because I'm pushing for black. Y'all don't let me stand out here and be out here alone
We're
because
not.
I was told that pushing for black barbers like I am is risky and black people will leave me astray and I will eventually crash fighting for blacks. I want y'all to prove these motherfuckers wrong.
Yep. I want y'all to. So I'm sitting here while you talking. I'm thinking you got 117,000 followers, right? And you would think 117,000 followers at $1 a piece. That
Mm,
70,000 bag that you trying to get just to get this thing situated. It should have been done in 24 hours.
I agree.
So I
That's a
declare right now that we're going to do a campaign starting tonight that every single barber needs to invest $1. Because most people would think, well, $5 ain't going to be enough, so I ain't even going to put in. You could put in $5 a week,
there you go.
and it will equate to the amount of money that needs to be just for the seed to be sown for the beginning.
I do you one better. I do you one better. Don't take that chick on a date and that little $30, $40 you spending on a drink, put it into the fund.
Yep.
Stop drinking that goddamn alcohol. Don't buy that bottle. Invest into the fund. Hit the gym and go work out. Instead of buying some bullshit food, putting it in your body, go buy a salad and take the extra, put it into the fund. Don't go spend it on no bullshit. Put it into the fund. Small donations over a long period of time gonna make it happen. And we're not begging. We only want people that is about that life, right? Everybody else, I'm telling you, you're gonna get left behind because we're gonna do a ceremony to magnify the donors, and we're gonna have special things for the ones who donated the most. And right now, we got some people putting some big that contributed way larger than others, right?
Okay.
But everybody will be recognized because I do understand that we need to be recognized when we show up somewhere, especially when you invested into it and you wanted to put your money where your mouth is, right? Everybody who put their money where their mouth is gonna get recognized. But we gonna make this thing happen. It's gonna happen regardless, right?
No,
If
it's gonna
it's
happen.
listen, if it take me, if I get tired of it and go ahead and just go in one of my bank accounts, I'm gonna make it happen. But just know that whoever ain't a part of this movement, um, we know that you're not really down for the people. And we looking for black educators. We looking for black vendors. We already got a lot of black sponsors that's hitting us up. If you want to be one, hit me up. We looking for black people to contribute with their skills, everything. And we gonna look to donors first
Mm-hmm.
for everything because donors are serious. I got some people hitting me up like, hey man, I want to be a part of this. Well, I ain't see no donation, so you ain't a part of it. Cause you could donate any day, right? Small or large, it don't matter, right? But we will look to donors first, and we will look to the larger donors first when it comes to some of the things that we need. And another thing is this: it's not going to be your typical expo. This
Uh-huh.
is going to be a curriculum for black barbers, and it's going to be mandatory. Who is going to be uh, presenting certain things and doing certain things is going to change year after year. But what's going to be taught and what's going to happen, that's going to be it's going to be the same every time because we got specific needs, and this is going to elevate black barbers
Again.
and give us a foundation. I'm
I
telling you.
appreciate that. Lucky the Rich Barber, my brother. All you got to do is go into Cole's link in his bio, and you can contribute that way. What we're gonna do is starting tomorrow. I'm gonna be on the campaign. I'm gonna be up all night strategizing. I'm gonna come together with my fellow group of my Faded Fellowship Group and all my other black barbers that we've been talking in the background, and we're gonna come up with a bag to be a donator. And Razor Sharp Podcast want to be one of the main sponsors, so I'm gonna work on that bag ASAP, and I'm gonna do the campaign. Give $1 a day, and we're gonna get it up. You got 117,000 followers. That don't make no sense. That it
You
ain't
know,
there, and people scared.
a portion of them is not a portion of my followers are here for entertainment. You know, they
Okay,
like to
but
see me
give the money
talk.
though. Give the money
But
though.
yeah, but check this out. You know that out of 117,000 followers, let's just say, because I can go to the exact percentage in my analytics,
Uh huh.
but probably not by race, but I can tell you at least 40,000 of those people are African American.
Okay.
And let's just say 25,000 of them are barbers, black barbers. I don't know why the hell every one of those barbers ain't come put a 40, 50 piece in, $100 or something, right?
Yep.
Because on their timelines, they got scat packs. On their timelines, they sports betting. On their timelines, they all this big shit. And they even brag in my comment section about them making six figures and being booked up and charging no less than 100. Well, where that money at when it comes to investing into your people, or are you just a leech and you looking for attention,
Yep.
right? So I really appreciate you having me on here, plus pushing for the fund. And you know, when you come up with your proposal or whatnot for the sponsorship or whatever,
Yep.
man, I'm all open to it, and we definitely will have a podcast space there because we got some interesting things gonna be going down there, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say much on camera because they're gonna steal. They'll try to
Can't talk about
steal.
it. Yep. They gonna take it. Listen,
Um,
where your trophy
yeah,
at like this? Cole, where your OG trophy at?
it's right there behind me. Look, right
Listen,
here, right back there,
listen. This right here.
right up there.
There's a reason why there's only a chosen few of people that's holding these trophies right here. And Cole is one of the elite barbers. I am one of the elite barbers. We have been honored by the elite of the elite OG barbers, and there's no way in hell that
Mhm.
if we along the alumni of OG Barbers that I'm not going to take every fiber in my being, my brother, to let it be known. Listen, we gonna go out and we gonna show out because we need this. We have to make
I
this
want to ask you
happen.
this. I want to ask you this. You went to the OG Barber conference in Charlotte. I mean
No,
in South Carolina.
no. My first one was the one from last year in Plano.
Um, I went to I got mines at the one in South Carolina,
Yep.
right? Let me tell you something, man. That probably was one of the bigger ones
Mm-hmm.
because the one before that, it was a good one. It was a good one. The photos of that made me say, I'm going. And
Yeah.
then before I could buy a ticket, I got honored for an award. But this expo, I went in there, bro. I never seen this many successful black barbers together in my life. And listen, it was some heavy hitters in the building. You
You
understand me?
you got the
We
class of the class.
we had a red carpet event. And when it came, look, I want you can ask Al, you can even ask O. I came in, I was looking at the event, so hi, you supposed to wear your regular clothes to start. I came in suited and booted at breakfast. Everybody looking at me like, man, I'm in a tux at breakfast, cause I'm like, man, you know. But anyway, everybody had on their regular clothes, and then later we retired to our rooms and then came back down. We had what's the damn Ruth Chris was the caterers. So we got the little silver things over the food, and we got red carpet, everybody in their suits and the women in their dresses. And man, we eating, and man, this shit was like it was at the BET Awards,
Yeah.
man. Look, that's what I'm talking about. And guess what? When you hit the floor and you talking to people, everybody here got some value, right? And I'm talking, you know how black people, we got sauce, right? So people, we already dressed up, so people talking, they talk, man.
You
Look,
know that. You know that.
that's how an event supposed to go. And it was so many black heavy hitters, plus everybody that attended. There was nobody off limits. Like whoever was doing what, you was able to shake their hand and talk to them.
Yep.
And they just wasn't sitting here talking about no BS, right? Because brother to brother is a different kind of conversation, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
So man, we're gonna recreate something similar, but we also, when they have another one, we gonna show up. We
I'm
gonna
there.
show out. God damn it. Them
There.
OG Barber Awards are the ones, man. And we need to start supporting that like we support these other expos. Because I'm
Yep.
tired of these barbers getting up here trying to push black barbers to come to these other people's events. But then when you have an event like the OG Barber Conference, nobody don't want to show up. And some of those people that's supposed to showed up was not us. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
come receive their awards, nor did they show up, nor did they push for the event like they pushing for these other events. And
Yep.
us, we need to push that event and then show up to it as well. Those are the type of events you need to be at. And I'm gonna tell you, that event changed my life. Not
Yep.
just because I received the award, but I got some game from some people, names I can't say because they in the background and they doing their thing that elevated me for real, right? And it was a real thing. So it changed the whole trajectory of my career. So we got to start supporting that type of stuff because can't nobody do it like we could do it for us, man. I'm gonna tell you
Absolutely
that
not.
right now.
So I want to shout out all of the OGs. We got some OGs on here right now, and I am always on it. I am so I still be walking around with this joint all the time, just trying to show it out there because this is bigger than any kind of award show in any kind of barber industry or beauty industry when you get it from your peers and they see what you bring to the table and what you got going on. And I met like you said, I've met so many great barbers at my OG barber event that I still chop it up with now. And it's crazy because they're honoring 20 to 30 people, and some of them you have never even heard of, but they're doing because they're OGs. So some of them are older, but they're doing so many big things from older, multiple barber schools to have been teaching 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 people to having great big brands, and you would never know, but they do what they do in their city and they
To the
state and they
community.
killing it.
Yeah, I
So,
seen them honor community members as barbers because I was at some of these events. You know, some of these people, you don't know, it's some older guys there, old. But see, the work they put in the community, they were a real barber in their community. They were staples in their communities, which is
mm-hmm.
what a barber is, right? Most people, these new barbers want to be recognized online. You want to
Yep,
be recognized by these companies who don't really give a damn about you unless you can produce them a dollar. But a real barber is recognized in his community amongst the people, and you would get all the recognition from that. Because I don't give a damn about a following if I can get a connection from a person in real life that could change my financial situation, right?
absolutely.
Or that could change the way I think about things. It could change the whole trajectory of my life because I got exposed to some new information, into a new way of thinking, into a new way of living, right? And that comes from your clients behind the chair, but also other barbers in real life. This shit is way bigger than just this online shit, right? So we gotta really pay attention to that, man. Don't be fooled by this online shit because they could cut this device off, they could cut this internet off today or tomorrow, right? Who numbers you got in your phone? Who are you uniting with? Who are you talking out your problems with? Who are you bouncing off of to get better, right?
Yep,
You understand? That shit is what matters. And when I seen Al give out a lot of these awards, I'm like, man, he know these people because you can tell by how he lists their accomplishments. But the world don't know him. But see, Al know him. You can't tell me Al didn't bounce off of them and they didn't bounce off of Al because they know each other in real life and they
yep,
help each other grow in real life, right? Because
yep.
that's what it's truly about. We can get these awards, we can do all this stuff, and that's cool amongst the community, but them connections and actually building something in real life is what's important, man.
Yes, sir. Man, I definitely appreciate you, my brother. Today is just the beginning of something that's about to be magical, and I already know that 2026 is going to be a great year. It's going to be a big year for all of us. We have been blessed. God is going to put and give us more abundance than we can handle, and it just goes by us continuing to have these conversations, but not just talk, but we acting,
Yep.
and today is the day that we're not doing no more talking and we
Yep.
walking. So I thank you for taking the time out. I thank you for what you're doing for the
Mhm.
community. I thank you for what you're doing for the industry, and I thank you for what you're doing for all people.
Yeah.
And do you have anything that you want to leave the people with?
Yeah, I want to leave with this, man. Listen, and I said this in one of my videos. Cola Barber is not racist because he pushed for black. Cola Barber is not prejudiced because he pushed for black. I am African American. I cannot be racist. I cannot block you out of anything. I cannot control anything. I cannot put systemic things in place to stop you from getting any type of opportunities. I cannot be racist. I'm African American. I know what it means to be at a disadvantage. Cole just pushing for black. If Cole pushing for black offends you, you have deeper issues within yourself, right? Um, and I'm unapologetic about being black. I'm unapologetic for pushing for black. I still am for the growth and development of all barbers. And if my content hits you and it make you it convicts you or it grows you, keep tapping in. Fix the things about you that make you offended when I
Mhm.
mention any contribution or my dedication to and from black people.
So listen, man, this your boy Terry the Barber, Razor Sharp Podcast. We want you to like, comment, and subscribe. And for you guys that don't know, we have Cold Cuts. Who is Cold Cuts? Because I didn't do my intro, so you know I had to write this thing down. But he is the barberpreneur. the speaker, the author, the master barber, and Mr. No Chili Bowl himself. So we
Goddamn
thank you,
right.
my brother. We thank you, we thank you, we thank you. And I'll catch you next time.
I already appreciate it, man.
Peace.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Barbers, we back at it with another phase of fellowship.
A Days of Fellowship.
We got my dog Tony Banks. We got Radio Shop Podcast with the owner, the iconic E. We got Ray, my supply guy.
Energy, energy, energy.